Food is everywhere. It's culture, comfort, memory, and celebration. But behind every bite is a vast, invisible network. Farms, oceans, forests, transport systems, factories, supermarkets, and finally, our kitchens. Hidden in this system is a truth that's less comforting. Food is one of the largest drivers of climate change. Every meal has a footprint. Some are light, like a handful of beans. Others are heavy, like a juicy steak. The choices we make about what ends up on our plate may decide the planet future generations inherit. So, let's go on a journey. From fields and pastures to labs experimenting with futuristic proteins, from oceans to kitchens to uncover the story of food and climate. Imagine a cheeseburger. Bun, beef patty, slice of cheese, maybe lettuce, tomato, sauce. Delicious. Now imagine it floating in the air above your plate, showing its invisible baggage. The beef alone might represent dozens of kilograms of greenhouse gases. Cheese adds more, since dairy cows produce methane. The bun comes from wheat grown with fertilizers, harvested with machines, baked in ovens. Even the lettuce has a footprint. Seeds planted, watered, transported. By the time that burger reaches your hands, it might have traveled thousands of kilometers, consumed liters of water, and emitted more gases than a short car ride. Multiply that burger by billions of meals every year. That's when the weight of our food system becomes staggering. Let's zoom in on meat, specifically beef. Cows are incredible. They turn grass, which we cannot digest, into protein-rich meat and milk. But they burp methane, a greenhouse gas far stronger than carbon dioxide in the short term. One cow can release hundreds of liters of methane per day. Multiply that by the global herd, about 1 billion cattle, and you get a massive methane cloud hovering over the planet. Then there's the land. Grazing cattle need space. Forests are cleared to make pastures. Trees that once absorbed carbon dioxide are replaced with cattle that emit it. It's like swapping an air purifier for a smoke machine. Not all meat is equal. Chicken and pork have smaller footprints. Some cattle farms use regenerative methods, helping soil absorb carbon. The question isn't meat or no meat, it's what kind, how much, and how it's produced. Plant-based eating seems simple, but even plants have trade-offs. Rice feeds half the world, but releases methane from waterlogged soils. Fertilizers used in wheat or corn fields release nitrous oxide, a greenhouse gas most 300 times more potent than CO2. Almonds demand huge amounts of water, straining dry regions. Plants are still lighter than meat on average, but every bite has trade-offs. Food choices aren't about saints or sinners. They're about balance. Food production accounts for roughly a quarter of global greenhouse gas emissions, uses half of habitable land, and consumes 70% of fresh water. By 2050, we'll need to feed 2 billion more people. The challenge is massive. Grow the system while shrinking its impact. But humans have faced impossible challenges before, and ingenuity, cooperation, and stubborn optimism have always pushed us forward. Innovation is everywhere. Scientists are experimenting with lab-grown meat, precision fermentation, and plant-based alternatives that mimic taste, texture, and nutrition. Regenerative agriculture shows that farms can restore soil and sequester carbon while producing food. Drones and AI help monitor crops, reduce water use, and predict harvests. Even small changes, like reducing food waste, can have huge impacts. 1/3 of all food produced today never gets eaten. Every innovation reminds us, solutions exist, but they need global adoption, smart policies, and changes in our habits. We are part of this system. Every choice, what we buy, what we eat, what we throw away, shapes the planet. Choosing plant-based meals, reducing meat, buying locally, and wasting less all make a difference. It's not about perfection, it's about intention. Collective action, multiplied across billions, can shift the system toward sustainability. Imagine a world where farms regenerate forests, oceans thrive, and cities are nourished with local, sustainable produce. Where lab-grown meat coexists with ethical livestock. Where waste is recycled into energy, not landfills. It's ambitious, but possible. Food tells a story of human innovation, resilience, and hope. And the next chapter. Every bite we take is connected to a web of life so delicate yet so powerful that it holds our entire planet together. A loaf of bread depends not only on wheat, but on the bees that pollinate nearby plants, the soil microbes that recycle nutrients, and the climate that brings just the right balance of sun and rain. But when this balance tips, everything is at risk. Droughts wipe out harvests, floods drown fertile fields, and heat waves disrupt entire ecosystems. Suddenly, the food we take for granted feels fragile. Understanding this web is the first step toward protecting it, because if nature falters, so does our food. Food is not just about survival, it is about justice. Today, there is more than enough food to feed every single person on Earth. And yet, millions go to bed hungry, while others face the health risks of overconsumption. It's not only about producing food, but about how it is shared, priced, and distributed. In wealthy nations, supermarkets overflow with choices, while in poorer regions, families struggle to afford a single nutritious meal. The paradox is striking: abundance and scarcity, side by side. Feeding the future means not only growing more food, but ensuring it reaches those who need it most. Soil may look like nothing more than dirt beneath our feet, but hidden within it is one of the most powerful systems on Earth. A single handful contains more living organisms than there are humans on the planet. These microbes, fungi, and insects quietly sustain life, breaking down waste, storing carbon, and feeding the roots of crops. Yet modern farming practices often strip soil of its richness, leaving behind lifeless dust. Without healthy soil, harvests shrink and ecosystems collapse. Protecting soil is protecting our future, because no technology can truly replace the quiet miracle happening beneath our feet. For millennia, the ocean has been a pantry for humanity. Fish, shellfish, seaweed, these have fed civilizations across history. But today, that pantry is running empty. Overfishing, plastic pollution, and warming waters threaten marine life. Some species have declined by over 90% in just a few decades. Yet, there is hope. Sustainable fisheries, marine reserves, and innovative aquaculture projects show us that oceans can heal, if given the chance. Imagine vast seaweed forests not only providing food, but also absorbing carbon and sheltering marine species. The ocean can still nourish billions, but only if we treat it as a partner, not a resource to exploit. What will the dinner table of the future look like? Perhaps families will sit down to meals made of foods we can hardly imagine today. Pasta from algae, burgers from plants, milk brewed without cows. But food is not only nutrition, it is tradition. The question is, how will we adapt our cultures to embrace these new foods while keeping our identity alive? In many ways, food is the bridge between the old and the new, between our ancestors and our future. By reinventing our diets with creativity and care, we can write a new chapter of food culture, one that nourishes both people and planet. Our food is more than fuel. It is our history, our culture, and our future. Feeding the world sustainably is not just a challenge, it is an opportunity to innovate, to protect, to connect. And as we face the defining question of our time, how to nourish billions without destroying the planet, we must remember, the solutions are in our hands.